Om. Namaste. Hope the YouTube and the message we gather from such YouTubes are adding value to our spiritual life and enriching each and every member who consciously, attentively listen and view the YouTubes. Today is the day of Samyama, a beautiful, an auspicious Mangalavara, an auspicious Tuesday. Today at 8:15 p.m., that is 20 hours and 15 minutes of Indian Standard Time, we are all entering into a process, Dhyana, Dharana, Samadhi, and through the Samyama we are getting into know more and more secrets, much more and much more secrets of the divinity that reveals to us without any disparity, without any partiality. The divinity reveals itself to each and every member of the listeners. There was a king who had two sons, one born to the first queen and the second born to the second queen. Both the princes are just less than 5 years old, the eldest one being maximum of 5 years. One day the first child runs and sits on the lap of the father or the king, and the father is enjoying with the child and the child is enjoying the proximity with the father. After some time, the second child comes from there. Looking at the first child already being occupied the lap of his father, he drags him and he wants to sit in his place. Beyond this also, the second child and his mother claim the rights for the child to sit. The king also does not take any objection to this. While the first child is little disturbed, being a victim and witnessing that he himself is being dragged out, the eldest queen, who is the legal heir for the throne, also do not object to this. The reason being, anything new and anything latest always attracts. As a result, the king is attracted towards the second queen rather than the first queen. This brings in a situation that a raw treatment is given to the first child and a royal treatment is given to the second child. The first child is disturbed and starts asking several questions to his mother. The mother not being able to give any convincing answer, or all convincing answers are not sufficient enough for the child to get convinced. The child wants to go to the forest to meet the gods and ask for justice. At the very tender age, the child takes up tapas, penance, meditation, and the child is entering into long meditation or dhyana in the name of the maintenance god Bhagavan Vishnu. Time passes, minutes becomes hours, hours becomes days, days becomes weeks, weeks become months. Now the child, during the process of dhyana or meditation, goes deep inside. Although the meditation is over, the child is so much involved in his happiness, blissfulness, little deep, little deep, little deep. So much is revealed by Vishnu, about Vishnu to the child. In spite of having the enjoyment of seeing Vishnu within himself, the child is not able to open his eyes at all. This being the case, the Narada Mahamuni appears before the child. The child is in meditation. Narada convinces the child and requests the child, stop the dhyana. You are too tender, too young to go into meditation. But somehow all your doubts will be clarified by Mahavishnu. Just open your eyes. In order to convince the child, Narada advises the child that I will be giving you a special mantra so that you are able to not only visualize Mahavishnu within you, you will also be able to call Mahavishnu in front of you. Pratyaksha Darshana can be had by you. I will teach you the rituals as well as the method of recitation of this particular mantra. Thus, Narada initiates the child with a sacred mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The child, on getting initiated into the mantra, intensifies its dhyana and continues with dharana, goes into samadhi and does a samyama on Vishnu. Now Vishnu comes and gives a pratyaksha darshana, the straight appearance before the child. But the child still did not want to open the eyes because the child is enjoying the internal as well as the external beauty, internal as well as the external blissfulness, internal as well as the external happiness with this mantra. The austerity, the tapas mahima of the child thunders and shakes the heavens. All gods are getting trembled and Mahavishnu himself pleads with the child to come out of meditation and seek for what he wants in his life. In order to make the child to open its eyes, Mahavishnu makes a strategy by which the inner vision of the child gets disconnected and the child opens the eyes. Immediately opening the eyes, the child sees whatever it has seen inside is exactly outside. Astonished by this reality of the reality, the child prostrates before Mahavishnu, seeking Mahavishnu's blessings and grace. Pleased with the child's attitude and humbleness, Mahavishnu takes his conch, the Shanku, and touches his right cheek with a love and affectionate touch By the touch of the Shankha, the child sparks off with its speech. His speech is coming out voluntarily, without any thought or any planning. A beautiful rhythmatic 12-versed stuti comes out of the child. The powerful 12 stuti verses are outcome of the promise or the vardana or the vara or the boon given to the child on its request by Mahavishnu. Because on opening the eyes, on Mahavishnu touching the right cheek, the child forgets everything and asks for knowledge of the stuti. The stuti hymns come out. During the process, the child forgets what he wanted to ask about the rights from his father as a legal son, as a legitimate prince of the kingdom. Thinking other persons would have asked for the wealth, the wealthiest kingdoms, moksha, artha, etc., the child has no personal desires. He asks the knowledge of the stuti for the well-being of the world, which are essential for the eternal peace of the individuals as well as the society as well as the mass. Looking at the act of the child, which leads itself to a renunciation act, the Saptarishis are so much happy and wants to show the child a better way in life. The child returns to his kingdom. He gets the kingdom, blessed by all the Saptarishis. The child becomes a pole star, a Dhruva Nakshatra, and the child is Dhruva, the first son of the king Uttanapada and the legitimate queen Suniti. The second son born to King Uttanapada and the second queen Surichi is Uttama. About the Dhruva Nakshatra, about the pole star or polar star, there are mentions in Mahabharata. Currently it is referred to as Polaris, Alpha Uresi Minoris or Polaris. This star is supposed to be visible in the sky as a bright magnitude 2 star aligned approximately to the northern axis. That serves as the preeminent star in the celestial navigations and also a much dimmer magnitude as put technically. 5.5 star on the southern axis. This is called Polaris Australis or Sigma Octantis. Now coming to the child Dhruva, at the very tender age, when doing Samyama for a challenge to get its rights, but when it encounters Mahavishnu in its deep meditation, focusing on Mahavishnu, it happens to have the darshan of Mahavishnu. Not only that one, it gets the blessings of Mahavishnu, gets the blessings of Narada Mahamuni, gets the blessings of Saptarishi Mahamunis and becomes eternal star of Dhruva. Let us do Samyama on this particular subject like Dhruva. Let our mind also act like a child, innocence, and let us become so innocent so that our prayers contain innocence and the divinity appreciates our innocence during the process of today's Samyama. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.